I'm pretty sure most of y'all have played video games, or at least watched someone in your family play video games, or may have watched it online. But not everyone has experienced the feeling of playing some of the first games released to a new console. You may have watched someone else play it, but might not have played it yourself. Every time I come back to some of the video games that were first released on the PlayStation 4, I always get a sense of nostalgia and wonder. I tend to notice the small details in games whenever I replay them that I may not have noticed first time playing them. And even now, some of these video games set a structure for games created today. Off the top of your head, what games do you think of when you're thinking about the first PlayStation 4 games? You might think of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Call of Duty Ghosts, or if you're like me, infamous Second Son. But during this video, I'm going to tell you the connections between these games that made them so good, the stories they told, and the impact that they had on gaming. When the PlayStation 4 released, it wasn't just another console upgrade. It was a reset. Developers weren't trying to prove what games were anymore. They were trying to show what games could feel like. Higher fidelity, smoother performance, faster load times, but more importantly, immersion. The PS4 era marked the point where realism, narrative, and player agency started blending together in a way that felt natural. And some of the first games on the console quietly laid down the rules that future games would follow, whether we realized it or not. Infamous Second Son. This game didn't just show off the PS4's graphics, it showed off identity. The neon lights, the rain-soaked streets of Seattle, the particle effects, everything felt alive. But what really mattered was how the game made you feel like the center of the world. Your powers weren't just abilities, they were statements. Smoke felt aggressive, neon felt fast and rebellious. Video felt chaotic and unstable. And then there were just the morality system. Even if it wasn't perfect, it reinforced an idea that stuck with modern gaming. Your choices should shape the tone of the story, not just the ending. Second Son helped normalize open world traversal built around movement, stylized realism instead of pure photorealism, powers that felt personal and not just generic. A lot of modern action games still chase that same balance, flashy but grounded enough to feel believable. By the time Assassin's Creed Black Flag hit the PS4, the series had already established itself. But Black Flag did something different. It slowed down. Yes, it had combat, stealth, and parkour, but it also had space to breathe. Sailing the open ocean, listening to sea shanties, watching the sun dip below the horizon. The game let silence be part of the experience. Edward Kenway wasn't just a traditional hero. He wasn't fighting for a cause at first. He was running from his own responsibility. That mattered. Black Flag showed future developers that open worlds don't need to be constantly loud. Side content can enhance emotion, not distract from it. A flawed protagonist can be more relatable than a noble one. A lot of modern narrative-driven open world games still follow this structure. Freedom first, meaning later. Call of Duty Ghosts is probably the most debated game on this list, but its impact is still there. Ghosts arrived during a turning point for shooters. Players wanted bigger moments, higher stakes, and cinematic storytelling that felt closer to movies. The campaign leaned heavily into that spectacle. Massive environmental destruction, futuristic warfare concepts, a darker, more grounded tone compared to the earlier entries. And while it wasn't universally loved, it helped push the idea that FPS campaigns needed to feel eventful, not just functional. It also reflected a shift in multiplayer philosophy. Larger maps, new movement pacing, and experiments that future COD titles would refine. Ghost wasn't perfect, but it helped shape where the genre would go next. What ties these games together isn't just that they launched on a new console. It's that they arrived during a moment when expectations were wide open. For a lot of players, like me, these games weren't just experiences. They were introductions. First memories on a new system, first time seeing what next gen really meant. That nostalgia isn't just about graphics or mechanics, it's about that feeling of discovery, when games didn't yet feel formulaic, when everything felt possible. The beauty of original console games isn't that they're flawless, it's that they're foundational. They take risks, they define direction, and they quietly shape the games we play years later. And sometimes, without realizing it, they shape us too. I know this video is a little bit shorter than the recent videos that I've come up with, and that is a little bit different, but I just wanted to talk about this. I was raised during the time that the PS4 first came out in 2013, which is surprisingly 13 years ago, and I was only 4 during this time. I was raised during the time the PS4 first came out in 2013, which is surprisingly 13 years ago. I was only 4 during this time. I remember playing on it all the time with my brothers, which helped me shape a special connection that I have with my brothers now. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know down in the comments if y'all want to see more stuff like this. I would like to thank these people for the support that I've had as of late. I've been really motivated these past couple of weeks to post, and as you can see, they've been helping me with that. Please consider subscribing if you are new, and give this video a like if you enjoyed the video. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.